learned a lot. It was masterful. And it was the crisis, the crisis in America is a crisis of principle and thought, which has given rise to a distortion in our institutions in America. The Constitution's not working right? Charlie, to the extent that he helped get Donald Trump elected, and that is some considerable extent, it's fundamentally important that now it's been shown that you can dismiss a civil servant. And that's, who would have thought it? Well, Charlie had to do with that, right? But he understood the arguments behind that. He first of all, politics, it's like a bad word, right? Politics is the method by which a free people govern themselves. And they have to be in control of it. And so we've built this state that is not responsive. It's in the scholarship on the administrative state, there's an argument how many rulemaking bodies in America there are. Not how many rules, how many bodies are making them. Hard to tell.
It's a great question. We're going to welcome back radio. We'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, welcome back. Our final segment of the show. It's going too quick with Dr. Larry Arnn, president of Hillsdale College, Charlie's favorite college. Your dear friend of Charlie. I had this great conversation with Alex Marlowe, who was in the studio with us for 2 shows, and he was just telling me about some of what he experienced with when Andrew Breitbart died. And a lot of people said that Breitbart was going to be no more, and then he said he experienced another wave of that with Steve Bannon when he left Breitbart, and that Breitbart's going to be no more. And he was saying, he was like, listen, part of Andrew's legacy was us carrying it on. Part of the institution that Andrew built at Breitbart was what he trained people like Alex Marlowe to do and to carry on. And to this day, Breitbart is 2, 3, 4 times bigger than it was when Andrew was alive. And obviously we've gotten this, there is no replacing Charlie. That's not what I'm saying, but Charlie would want us to get every ounce of enthusiasm and love that has been poured out after his death and make use of it and turn it to good. And I think it's a holy duty. It's a sacred honor that we have to continue his work.
Yeah, you will too. I mean, first of all, no America without George Washington. And it continued after he died, in part because of his work. What is an institution? It's a set of principles and people serving them in some organized way. Charlie built that, right? And if all he wanted to do was, there are people who make money just going around giving speeches on college campuses. And they might have, an assistant or an agent, right? Charlie built this whacking big old thing. It's all over the place. And that meant before he died, Turning Point was not only Charlie. So what you've lost is your founder. But if you found it well, then it will continue. And he did.
Well, you've done that as well at Hillsdale. I mean, you did not found Hillsdale College.
I didn't, no. The only job I've ever had in a college is the one I have right now. And, I went to graduate school. I got a fabulous, I happened upon the right things to know. And, of course, I was surrounded by people who hated those things. So I was never ambitious to work in a college. And because most of my friends are PhDs, and Charlie, who's he's getting a PhD in May at Hillsdale College. The point is, they always hold college presidents in contempt. So of all the jobs in the world, that'd be the last one I wanted. And then I discovered that our college was beautifully founded by people who became friends of Abraham Lincoln. And I love that stuff. So in 50 years and 100 years, one prays and believes, people will be honored to work at Turning Point because it was so well begun. And if a thing is well begun, by the way, how would you refound America to make it better than the American founding. It is actually as perfect as a human thing can be in the modern world, right? After the birth of Jesus. Date the modern world from that, because politics changes after Jesus is born, because he's everyone's savior, and he doesn't set up a government. And so you have to have freedom of religion. And you still have to have all the things that countries do, now devoted to freedom. The name on the T-shirt the day Charlie was shot. You see? So our founders, solved that problem. And there's no progress possible beyond that. We can only remember it and revive it when it flags. And that's our work as Americans today. Every American has two jobs, and one is to live an excellent life. Charlie is a model of that. And the other is to repair his country, and Charlie was a model of that.
I think we should, I think we could maybe end with another. We have a video of Charlie, actually, what he said about Hillsdale. Let's do 199. Do we have that?
What's in the chat?
Darn it. Okay. Well, I guess we didn't have that one in time.
Let me quote him.
Yes.
Charlie said Hillsdale was great.
Yes. Charlie said Hillsdale was great. He said it was America's finest college more
That's
than one
all
time.
There's a tape. We haven't used it because we don't. But there's a tape of Charlie talking to and it went all over the internet. And he's talking to a young woman. And
She was like 10 or 11, right?
And he said, if you're going to go to college, go to Hillsdale College or don't go. So.
Well, that is a good, we endorse that message. We endorse that message. Dr. Larry Arnn, what a privilege. Thank you for making time out of your busy schedule to join us here and to come visit us all.
Thank you guys for carrying on. Noble work.
Thank you, sir. We will be back tomorrow. Thanks so much.